Hang the flag up behind you. Oopsie.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon. It could be good morning. It depends on where you are and if you're watching the replay. I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. In today's video, we're going to make a Lonestar by popular demand. Everyone saw the little Lonestars that I made in the open gate video, and they're like, can you just make a regular Lonestar? So that's what we're going to do today, except with a little bit of Tiffany flair because, you know, I can't make anything without a Tiffany flair. What are you looking for?
The flag.
Oh, I need the wall, the whole wall.
Okay. Didn't know where it got hidden.
All right. We'll see if my thing is ready, and we'll see who's out here, and then we're going to get started because I really didn't want to start something today, but I was in like this quilting mode, so I quilted a quilt. I did this, I did that. You know, I just been in a mood to get things done before I leave. All right. And then we have internet problems today, just a warning in advance. Got Karen here, another Karen, Margaret, Susan, Bonnie, Kim, Irish Sail Lady, Siberian Wind, Lillamore, Mary, Candace, Terry, Joanne, Joan, Lois, Lori, Donna, and so many more. Oof. There was a lot of like blankness in between all that. All right, so to make a Tiffy flared little Lonestar here, it's not little. By my calculations, which are always wrong, by my almost always wrong calculations, this quilt should be like 68 inches by 68 inches. It'll be a nice giant square. You need the equivalent of 2 jelly rolls. At least I have almost the equivalent of 2 jelly rolls here. I have like 70 strips here. These are just little, these are old. My daughter bought these when she worked at Tuesday Morning, which is like 7 years ago. They're little 14-piece jelly roll strips. And there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different colors. And it's repeated throughout the whole thing, which is perfect, like 100% perfect for a Lonestar. So I'm going to open these and I'm going to pull out the whites because the whites I'm going to use for something else. And then 2 yards, by my calculations, 2 yards of a solid, or you can do a tone on tone or whatever color you want as your background. But I want my star to stand out, so I chose a aqua, which goes perfect with it, as my background. But I don't need that right now. Right now we're going to open all these packages and pull out all the strips because I need them all. Well, not all of them, but most of them. And then I'm going to hold up a chart when we get started on how the orientation is going to go. What I will do, though, for those that want to follow this and have paper instruction, what I will do is I will take a picture of my lovely chart and send it to Karen here in the chat. I will send it to Karen later when I get off of live, and then she'll use it as to make the chart for the PDF that she usually writes after my videos. But that takes a few days, so you'll still, you know, you can rewatch this video and, you know, whatever. All right, so what I'm going to do is all these have white strips, which I'm removing because I'm going to use in this with my flare because I don't need the whites. I'm working with 6 different colors, not 7. And the white is going to be perfect for the part that I'm using the white for. Where's the last one? It's somewhere. All right, I don't need my whites right now. I'm just going to completely move them out of my way. And all these cardboard pieces, it's all recycle. Recycle. You know what these are good for is wrapping your binding around them. Is that all of them? Okay. but we'll hold the chart up to the camera. So what I'm going to do is I have 6 different fabrics, okay? I'm going to separate them and stack all the A, all the B, C, D, and E, and F. A, B, C, D, E, and F. 6 letters. and then I'm going to put them in an order that I generally like. That way 2 whatevers don't sit next to the same. And then we're going to put them in order by our alphabetical thing.
Can you use 8 colored fabrics instead of 6, or 6 is standard?
You can use 8 for a bigger quilt. The more fabric colors you use, the bigger your quilt will be. Just remember though, the corners, those cuts that you make to fill in the background of your star, the bigger the pieces, the bigger those cuts need to be. So just note that in your mind that you'll need more yardage and stuff. But this is just the general 100% easy way to make a Lonestar. And it's best with jelly roll strips. And you get a bigger Lonestar quicker with jelly roll strips. So right now I'm just separating all these piles and I'm going to choose what color I want to be each one. And I probably could have done this from the beginning, but I have Scott here who's going to assist me. Just start grabbing and making piles.
Yes, I see what you're doing.
That's that. Oops, it has butterflies. I didn't even see that. Oh, it's so cute. It's going to be something I'm going to want to keep. Yeah, right.
No, it's for sale.
I don't keep any of my quilts that I make. In that pile. So if you get jelly rolls that have 8 total repeats. So 4 repeats in one of your jelly rolls, and then you have 2 jelly rolls, 4 repeats of the same fabrics in that jelly roll. Does that make sense? Something that has a lot of repeat in it. These kind of things, you can buy these. They used to sell them at Tuesday Morning, but Walmart sells them now. So you can get them at Walmart. It's not the same brand, but it's the same idea behind the, thing here.
Walmart needs to sponsor us. We do more sales for Walmart.
I know, right? I send people to Walmart all the time.
Every video we talk about Walmart. Well, people were talking on Thursday about us getting sponsored. Walmart needs to be our sponsor.
Yeah. And I could sign up for Walmart's affiliate program, but I don't need anything other than quilting related stuff at Walmart. And Walmart sells more than just Walmart stuff, because online it's all sorts of different vendors that Walmart hosts to get sale stuff, if you guys didn't know that. So if you wanted a Moda fabric, you can get it on walmart.com. Did you know that? All right, there should be a bunch of each. Let me grab my letters. I need all the way till F. A through F. A through F letters.
Butterflies so they can see them close up.
They're so cute, and they're on this aqua color. It's amazing. All right. I need to choose an order.
Okay then.
So I want this one out towards the teal. I have a lot of strips. I need, I'll just tell you right now. For your A strips, you only need 2 for your A color. Your B color, you need 4 strips. Your C color, you need 6 strips. Your E color, you'll need 10 strips. Your F color, you will need 6 strips. And your D color, you will need 8 strips. I totally wrote that down out of order. So 2 A's, 4 B's, 6 C's, 8 D's, 10 E's, and 6 F's is what you'll need. So I just need 2A. There's 2 strips there for my A piece. And I'm just going to put it on the big one so that I remember what color is what. Where's my A? I'm going to put that there so that I know that those are my A's. And then it's going to be next to the teal, so I'm going to choose this to be B. So what did I need for B? 4 strips. So 4 of my strips will be for the B. 2, 3, and 4. We're going to put a B on all of this. And I'll have leftovers, obviously. I'm going to do this a few times. I'm doing it more than twice. All right, and then C. Where am I at? 6 strips for C, which I'll do this stripe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of those. Let's see. On there, move them out of the way. D, we will do this one. No, this one. This will be D. I need how many D? Where is it at? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then this is D. And then E will be this one. Yeah? Yeah. And we need E is 10 strips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I have 10, so I'm going to use all of my butterflies. Look at that. And then that was E. And then F will be these. And I need 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now let me repeat that one more time. 2 A strips, 4 B strips, 6 C strips, 8 D strips, 10 E strips, and 6 F strips. Thank you, Karen. She's on it. She's always on it. Now we're going to make strip units. Strip unit 1. Let me hold this up so that I could show you guys. That Karen will take a screenshot most likely. So here's the chart. Oh, can you even see that? Right about there. But I'll send her the picture. So there's 6 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Each row has a letter combination. Here is the letter combination for each row. So row 1 is going to have F, E, D, C, B, A. Row 2 is going to have E, F, E, D, C, B. Row 3 is going to have D, E, F, E, D, C. It's like reading one of those charts on the wall at the optometrist. 4 is going to have C, D, E, F, E, D. 5 will have B, C, D, E, F, E. And 6 will have A, B, C, D, E, F. So that is the letters. And if you want to know the strips, that's the strips right there. I wrote them out of order, obviously. All right. Like I said, I will send pictures to Karen and she'll take care of that when she writes it up. So now I just need to do the strip unit. So I'm going to start with 1 and I'm going to put a little dot next to it when I complete it. So F is this. So I need an F, an E, which is all of this. And then D is this one. This is why I have my letters on my thing so I know what color is what. E is blank. So, okay, where am I at? F, E, D, C, B, and A. So this is one strip unit right here. So we're going to go ahead and make that real quick. So they're going to be tapered. So I'm going to put this on the wall so you can see. I'm going to put this one. I'm going to sew that to the E. So the F to the E, but I'm going to taper it down About 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches, somewhere in that range. That way when we go to cut on the angle, it crosses over because these are on the 45, not the 60. So these will be cut that way. So there's next one will taper down from that, and so on and so forth. And then I just keep looking back to make sure I'm getting the right ones, you know. Oops, I should have a better stitch length though because I was binding before today's video. All right, and then I'll have Scott turn an iron on for me. This may sound hard, but this is like really easy to do. So if you've never made a Lonestar, this actually is easy. And I strip piece like a pro, so it goes fast. Now each unit, so this whole unit, I probably should have done that. We're going to press it to the right, and then the next unit that we make will go to the left. The next one will be right, then left, then right, then left. There's a reason for that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and press this and then add the next one. And I'm just going to keep going back and forth to the iron because I want to keep it flat the whole time I'm making this. That way I can sew faster. My speed sewing is easier when everything is nice and flat. Oh, explanation pattern is for Thursday's video. Sorry, I didn't update it because I don't really have a pattern for today. You can go in and delete it, actually. Oh, yeah, that was Thursday's project.
I'm supposed to be ironing for you.
Yeah, but I need to keep them superiorly straight.
Oh, okay.
All right, so now I got F and E together, so I'm just going to grab D. And then I'm going to taper that down a little bit. Again, 2.5 inches or so. Works out perfect for me because we're only cutting 8 strips off of each of these, so we're going to have a lot left over. I like that there's no pinking on the edge of these. No mess. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and press this. And then I'm just going to up and down, up and down. Shouldn't take too long though. So right now you can see it's tapering. Okay, tapering down. So now I'm going to hook C to that. Again, I'm pressing this whole entire unit to the right. And the next one I will press the next way. And I'm trying to keep them as straight as possible. Try not to bow your strips because that won't help you if they start bowing. Got to keep them as straight as possible for best results with a Lonestar. All right, so now I'm going to hook a B. And you will go through a few bobbins doing this because we're making a lot of strip units. And I think I might be able to get 2 quilts worth out of this, honestly. Out of the strip units, that is. I'm only making 1 for the video, though. showing you how it's done. And then I have one more, which will be the A to put on here. And then this unit will be done. And then I'm going to mark this with a 1 because this is row 1. Because we'll cut once we have everything sewn. So this is now an A going on here. And whatever I don't finish today will be finished when I come back from QuiltCon. But I'll number them part 1 and part 2 if I have to. So that way, and link them to each other. So the way you can find when I do stuff like that, part 1s and part 2s. All right. So you should have a strip unit that looks like this. And it's tapered down. So this is my strip unit 1. So let me find my numbers now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to put a 1 on that. And then I'm going to set it aside because it's not going to hold on the wall right here. It's going to knock it down. So I'm just going to lay it on the floor behind me, nice and flat. Now we're going to choose the next. So row 2 is next. We need, I wrote this big so I wouldn't have to need my glasses. We need an E, which is this one. And then where are we at? I did this one already, so I just need to put a dot next to it. We're on this one. So I need F, which is this one. And then I need an E again, which is this one. Then I need, where am I at? E, F, E, a D, which is this one, a C, which is this one, and a B, which is this one. So that's my next strip unit. All right, so again, I'm just gonna start, taper them down, press in between. And this whole row, I'm gonna press to the left. So it's not that hard, just pretty easy. I did a Lonestar when I had only been quilting for, I don't know, maybe 8 months, 9 months or so, and I was able to do a Lonestar then, so. And it was done out of 2.5 inch strips. No, a regular Lonestar that I did.
That one?
No, a different one. We don't even have it anymore. When I sew like this, if you guys are curious, my thumb is on top, my first finger is in the middle, and the rest of my fingers are on the bottom. So I use my thumb and first finger to adjust the top strip, and the bottom one stays nice and straight, and I just adjust the top one, and I let it run through. I don't have to do anything extra. I just let the machine pull it through, and I just adjust it. It's nice to have a seam guide for, speed sewing like that. All right, so this whole row will go to the left. And all that's going to matter when we start piecing the rows together. So you can have nested seams. It's easier to do Lonestars with these bigger ones than it was the smaller ones that you guys watched in my open gate video. I stagger them about 2 to 2.5 inches, somewhere in that range. Honestly, as long as it's staggered down 2 to 2.5 inches, you're good. I try to get the most out of my strips. Again, I'm pressing everything on this row to the left. I am using Essentials thread. I'm using white right now. And I get that from Connecting Threads. So you can buy a couple of them in one package. I get like 6 in a package or something like that. Or you can just buy a bunch of different colored spools. But they do sell like a 6-pack or 8-pack of them. All right, and I always keep the taper down this way at the top. So if it goes down towards the, if I'm stepping to the right, then that's how I know I'm at the top and my colors are in the correct orientation.
Connecting Threads is having a $579
Yep, and Connecting Threads is having a $579 sale. Also, I already looked. There wasn't very much of anything left. But what was the name of that website again that I did? I used to, Sewers Club. I used to get the Sewers Club box. Well, the Sewers Club is closing down. So if you go to Sewers Club, everything is like probably sold by now, but everything on their website is like $3, $6, and $8 yardage. And whatever else they have. I don't know what else they have because I only looked at the yardage, but there wasn't much left. Most of it's sold out. So it's TIFF10 is the code for that. Or, my thread, what is it? What are you talking about? Oh, it's 50 weight. I'm pretty sure. I always forget. Let me pull out a spool and tell you. Yeah, something like that. Oh, right here. 50 weight. Yep, 3-ply. 50 weight 3-ply is what this is. And these are 1,200 yard roll spools. No, I don't have a whatchamacallit for Sewers Club. No, because they're closing now. But I had a thing on them. That's how I was, whatever. I just don't remember it offhand. All right. This is going to be an adorable, Lonestar. Totally not my norm. Usually it would be like super bright colors. This is aquas and grays and like a peachy pink. Or coral color. There's the word for it that I was looking for. All right. Now to attach the C piece. See, sometimes I don't fully get, like this one is not fully 2.5 inches down, and it'll still work. And again, this quilt will be about 68 inches square. That's assuming because, I kind of did some math to start, but, I'm not very good at the whole math thing. And then everyone tells me, yes, you are, if you're able to do all that. Yeah. No, I'm really not. That's what calculators are for, I guess. All right, and then this one is a B. So this is row 2, E, F, E, D, C, B. Cover one eye and read that out to me. It's so funny. There is a lot of elbows in this fabric, by the way. It wasn't cut very straight. But I'm gonna make it work. They're forgiving. They're 2.5-inch strips. As long as everything I do ends up square, then we're good. All right. And again, this is row 2, so everything is pressed to the left. Looks pretty flat to me. All right, so I'm going to make sure that on the taper, when I'm looking at it, it tapers to my right. I'm going to grab my 2 and put it on the corner and lay this on the floor with row 1 and try to keep all this nice and flat. My room is such a disaster. Like, oof. All right, row 3 we're on now. It's going to be D, E, F, E, D, C. So D, E, F. Where am I at? D, E, F, E, D, C. E, D, C. D, E, F, E, D, C. Okay. Got to check before I sew. I don't want to screw it up. When I go to press all this, this row is going to go back to the right. Lonestars are one of my favorite quilts to make.
Would interfacing on the back before cutting help with stretching?
Will interfacing on the back before cutting help with stretching? Yeah, but it's a lot of extra work. If you just do it right, use some steam to keep everything flat, it should be pretty square and not stretch much. Donna Jordan, before she passed, there's a video on her channel where she shows you how to cut all the fabric in the straight-a-grain to make one. And I never do that. I don't take that extra time to do that and make sure everything's straight-a-grain. But I didn't cut these strips myself either, you know, so. But if you want straight-a-grain on the outside edges of everything so that nothing stretches, that would be the video to watch. To learn how to do.
What's your least favorite quilt pattern?
My least favorite quilt pattern, I don't like sunbonnet Sue's. That's why I've never made any. I really am not interested in it.
Quilt pattern?
Yeah, sunbonnet Sue's. I don't like them. I haven't done a clamshell because, well, I'm not interested in that either. This is just my opinion of things that I like and don't like. And those would be things I really don't like. So they don't make good patterns for me because I don't like them. I like everything I've done, but when it comes to favorites, I love Dresden's, and I love Lonestars, and I love Bargello. Yeah. Which, speaking of Bargello, that's what we're going to be making is an Aurora Borealis Bargello on the cruise. So if you have not yet signed up for the cruise and you really want to go, there are still spots available. The link to it is in the description below this video. And don't ask me the questions because I don't know nothing. I just know I'm going. I say that every time. I'm just trying to promote it. You want to meet me? You want to meet Becca from So Becca and Ian from Off Kilter Crafter Ian? And you want to meet Scott because he'll be there too, which would be like his first appearance in public, you know, with me on some kind of. You go to the local one, but other people, you know, other places have not met you. Then you'll get to meet him too. And you'll get to eat with me on the daily and hang out. When I do what?
When you fold your quilt tops prior to quilting, do you fold them with the seams in or out?
I mostly fold the seams out. When I hang them on the hangers, the seams are on the outside because this room is very dusty. And I'd rather have the inside of the quilt be dusty than the outside of the quilt be dusty. I don't know why. It's just me. Would I do another double wedding ring? I do want to do another in purples for myself. But I don't have room for another quilt for myself, so good luck on that ever getting done in the next 10 years. Yeah, I'm not, I don't have time for some stuff, even though I want to do it. It's never going to get done because I have nowhere to put it at this time. If you guys have, those of you who know me in person and have been to my house, you know what my fabric room looks like. Well, I'm not showing it to the rest of you, but those people that know me in person and come over and hang out, they know what that room looks like. And this room looks like, and they know that I can't put any more crap in it. Either of them.
Well, you have over 40 quilts for sale.
Yeah, I have over 40 quilts for sale in one of the rooms alone, you know, plus all my quilts that hang, plus all my wall hangings are up there in the closet, you know, stacked up there because I swapped them out, which I should swap again because it's been a while. I really need to get the living room situated so that I can hang the Dream Big because that's going in the living room behind the long arm, but up higher on the ceiling since we have a pitched ceiling. I'm going to put it up a little bit higher so that you can see the whole entire thing. And that will be alternated with Skulliver. I have not quilted the double wedding ring yet. It still hangs in the closet with about 15 more quilts, maybe 20 more quilts since the last time I did that, since I made it. And I'd show you, but I have a most recent one that I filmed a video that I have yet to edit, is hanging on the edge. So, and you guys are not allowed to see that till I, you know, edit the video and put it out there for y'all. Speaking of videos, Tuesday, the open gate video will be up Tuesday morning. I will be on an airplane by the time the video comes on my way to Denver first, because that's where the plane goes first, and then I swap planes and go to Virginia to DC, where I'm gonna freeze my booty off. But that's okay. I have warm clothes, and I am bringing them. My double wedding ring, I think I made it 90 by 90, I think. I put mine together on point, so it's more square than rectangle. I do have 2 double wedding rings actually hanging in the closet. One is a disaster that I purchased online from the same person that made that black quilt that I just had hanging in the show, the black with the pink, blue, yellow, and other blue color. It was made by that same person, and well, it's not very flat. So I'm gonna have to rework it before I quilt it. And it's gonna be what I quilt before I quilt mine so that I know what I want to quilt on mine. Even though mine's on point, it's still going to be about the same. I know I kind of threw everybody with a loop when I did an on-point double wedding ring instead of regular. All right, so this is row number 3. Look at that, moving on. They go pretty quick, in my sewing room at least. Sorry guys, if you sew slower than me. I cannot control it. You can make it with fat quarters, but you would need a lot of fat quarters.
That's what I was thinking.
Because you need more, just to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You need 20 inches to get your cuts anyway. And a fat quarter is less than 20 inches. So, yeah, you'd need a lot. All right, we're on row number 4 now. We need C, D, E, F, E, D. All right, C, D.
Karen already knows. She put in your double wedding ring is 108 by 93.
Oh, 108 by 93. I knew it was big. I made it for myself. It's something I'm keeping. What am I at? C, D, E. Where's E? E is the butterflies. F is this. C, D, E, F, E, and D. All right. Really hoping this looks good. I mean, there is contrast between all this, but I'm just hoping that it looks good. All right, so these are going to get pressed towards right, left, right. This is left. All these. Once I get all these rows pieced, I'll read out the numbers again, just so that you know. I mean, the letters again, and what order they go. Just so it's said out loud more than once for everybody. If you didn't catch it the first time or thought I said something else, you know, because that happens too. No, Tiffany. That's going this way.
Cabin?
I do like log cabins, yes. And those are another easy one to make. And you can use jelly rolls for those. Or you can make smaller, or you can use half jelly rolls, half honey buns. You can use whatever you want to make those ones. Or you can use scraps and strings of all different sizes and make even more fun. And there it goes, right there. I knew it was going to be needed soon. A honey bun is a roll of 1 1/2 inch strips. All right, I don't know what happened there, but it still has bobbin, but not a lot. It just got cut off somehow while I was sewing. I don't know. Very weird. And that, happens too all the time. Don't mess with the bobbin and not fix the top, Tiffany. I have a threader somewhere around here. Oh, also another tip for making Lonestars, we're going to be subcutting all of this. So make sure you're using a 2.0 stitch length. Huh? A jelly roll strip is 2.5 inches by width of fabric. A jelly roll quilt can be any size because it depends on what quilt you're making with jelly rolls. There's hundreds and hundreds of patterns you can make using jelly rolls. This is one of them. Yeah, the jelly rolls are very, very versatile. If you're just doing like a jelly roll race, those usually come out lap quilt unless you're using 2 jelly rolls. But they always come out different sizes. It depends. Some have come out one size and some have come out others. And I've made lots of jelly roll races. Lots of them in all sorts of different ways. Straight seams, crooked seams, adding stuff in between the seams, I've done a ton of those. And I sew them just as fast as I sew this. Like a race. And there it is right there. Now it's completely out of bobbin. Cut that long piece of thread off here, though. Did I sew the second blue strip to the right side? Yes. Every time I sew on, so you're looking at this as if it was right in front of you. Every time I sew one on, I am stair-stepping down to the right. If you turn it around this way, it's down to the right. Okay. Either way, I always pay attention what the top is. I'm going left this way. Yeah, it goes the same way, but some are super long on that side. You can tell the difference. I'm dropping down 2 inches or 2.5 inches. I just realized that they go the same way, but the other side has longer tapers because it has some strips that are longer than others. I just keep hold of my starting, which would be, for me, this color is the D. The D piece was first. And it's also now last, but I'm going to put my letter or number 4 on this one up on this top one. If you notice, I do put my machine through the wringer. I literally sew it to as tough as I can sew on it.
It's a tough one. You have a video for a single jelly roll.
Do I have a video for a single jelly roll? Well, if your single jelly roll has enough pieces, no, you can't. There's no way you can use a single jelly roll unless you're doing only 3 strips, maybe, not 6. Oh, I have lots of jelly roll. Just go to my channel and search up jelly roll quilt, Tiffany's Quilting Life, and you'll get. Yeah, I use just 1 jelly roll and 2 yards and a lot of quilts. All right, row 5 is going to be B, C, D, E, F, E. So B, C, D. Thank you, Marilyn. E, F, E. And then the next one is A, B, C, D, E, F. A, B, C, D, E, and F. Look at that. There's only 1 row that's actually in the order of the letters. Okay, what is happening here? Did I run out of some kind of thread? Top is connected. Where'd my bobbin go? Did it break like it did the last time? My machine, oh, it unspooled itself. Okay.
You need to unravel the spool?
Every now and then that happens where your bobbin will unspool itself. I didn't say it happens all the time, but it does happen. My long arm does it often, especially if I'm not paying attention when the bobbin winder is running. It'll get messed up somehow, some way. I say it happens at least, I don't know, once in every 5 quilts. My bobbin will just go wacky in there. Let's clip all that longness off. This row is all going to get pressed towards the right. And I've probably already messed this up because that happens in my world. All right, then we're at this B, C, so this is D. Up and down, up and down, up and down. It's a good thing I got my shot in my butt. Of course, it's not helping at all yet. Okay. Thank you, Heather. Very kind of you. Yes, we got it, Scott said. And that's E, F, E. Okay. Got to make sure, but I'm looking at my little chart. This could be so adorable. These aren't even my colors either, you know? But I can't always do the things that I like color-wise. I have to mix it up. They go together so good, though. All right, this one. You know what I like a lot about Lonestars is they're so fun to quilt, especially since there's so much emptiness in the backgrounds, you know, because they use large pieces. That there's so much potential for heavy quilting. Okay, it could be light too, but you know, I like heavy quilting. I don't know why I like quilting things to death. I just like the texture and look of it when it's super heavy. It's like thread art, and which is what it is. Oops, I veered. It happens. All right, this is strip set number 5. I'm just going to put my 5 on here now. And then I have one more, which is the A, B, C, D, E, F. Yeah. It's the only row that's in order. Since this row was pressed to the right, the next one will get pressed to the left. And then I should have it all good. Let's bring this closer to me. Every time I get up and down, this stupid little seat thing keeps half coming off. Have I ever tried graffiti quilting? So graffiti quilting has a lot of different thread colors. You change it and it's a lot of close. I have done kind of what graffiti quilting is, but not on like whole cloth.
You've done thread painting.
But I've done thread painting, which is pretty much graffiti quilting.
Yeah, that was in the little sewing machine, right?
Huh?
The little sewing machine. You thread painted it.
The little sewing machine, like that, you mean?
Yeah.
That's just scribbled.
No, that's not the thread. What's the one you thread painted?
Who has that? The little thread painted one.
Someone bought it.
Someone bought it, yeah. I know how to do it. It's pretty much the same thing I did on the Dream Big panel. That would be graffiti quilting. Everything is, every section that I bumped off of each section is different than the previous section. You know, you create a design and you go around and then you add off that design a different design, and it's pretty much what it is. There is a lady, though, online. I can't think of her name at the moment. She does have a booth usually at QuiltCon. She has for the last couple times I've been at QuiltCon. And she teaches the thread painting or graffiti art in a class. She has an online class, and she teaches it. I can't think of her name for the life of me. A lot of people know her, though. She even has, you know, books. Yes, Kaylee Porter. That's who it is. I'm in awe. She does her sit-down free motion style. I can't do it sit down. I do it on a long arm. I think she has long arm videos, though, too. I think she knows how to do it both ways. An amazing artist. That's what she is. No, I'm not taking classes. I can't afford it. I can barely even afford going to QuiltCon. I don't know if I told you guys this, but we got screwed over. Remember that phone we bought and we had to return? We bought a camera and it overheated. We returned it. Used that return money to get the same Black Friday deal to get the new one. So we used that same money, got the new one. It overheated. We returned it. They're not giving us our money back. $941. They're not giving it back to us. Can you believe that? Because we didn't ship it. That's why we don't have a new camera. Because we didn't ship it back with the return label that we were supposed to ship it with, but that's not the email that popped up when I printed the return label at the FedEx store. So they still got it. It's still, the tracking came up that says they got it, but it wasn't the specific number they were looking for. But everyone has assured us they got the phone. But, 24 to 48 hours. It's been over 2 months now. 24 to 48 hours is what they tell us. Oh, you'll get your money back. Well, 2 months later, and we still have no money and no new device to make videos on. So we're not buying from them anymore. I don't even know if I want to support their products, which I have to because I'm stuck with that device that I have. They won't even return us the phone. Like, seriously? Yeah, go figure. Sorry, I never open about these kind of things, but it's been a real ticker because I've been filming videos and recording it, and I keep telling Scott, man, I wish this never happened to us because, like, I see it in my video editing. It's horrible. It goes from blurry to not blurry, blurry to not blurry, or it won't focus properly or anything. I'm like, it's driving me nuts. I mean, you guys don't complain much, but I see it when I'm editing, so it drives me nuts. I was just outside trying to take pictures of the balloons the other day because there were some balloons up and they were so blurry. I was like, really? And I tried to zoom in and never mind. I'm not doing this. So that's why you haven't seen me post very many pictures of new things lately because they're not very good quality. Even the ones at the quilt show were horrible. The video that I made at the quilt show, it didn't turn out that good. But I still posted it for you guys to see. I mean, you still see the beauty and everything. You just didn't see true unblurriness color. I can't believe it, though. Years ago, we've had a credit card stolen twice.
Tequila Sunrise was the name of that.
Tequila Sunrise
Yeah,
was the
you did
name.
the
Oh,
thread
yeah,
painting.
that's the thread painting one, yes. Years ago, we've had credit cards stolen and in the past, and then, you know, other little stupid things. But this time, I mean, companies thinking they can just keep people's money is even more low, you know? And it takes us a while to save up that kind of stuff. I mean, you guys know, those of you that are on a budget like us, it takes a while to save up to finally I could buy a new camera. And what happens? This. That's why I was hoping to sell quilts before going to QuiltCon. That way I have a little bit more spending money. But that's okay. We're going to make it work. We always do. Ain't that right, Scotty?
Yeah, I'm the money one. That's my job.
Yep. He's the money guy. That's his job, to make sure that we have enough every month and everything's paid and we don't starve. Because if it was up to me, guess what I'd be buying? Fabric, thread, patterns, you know. No, I wouldn't be that crazy, honestly. I mean, I'd still buy fabric, but... All right, and this is row 6. So I have all 6 rows. I'll pick them up off the floor now. Stacked on top of each other. My 6 rows, and now we are going to cut 6 rows. And what I'm going to do is turn this upside down, lay it away from me, and I'm going to start by cutting row 6. I mean row 1, not 6. Row 1. So see how I had this number 1 at the top where it stair steps down? This is where I'm going to get my first cut. Since this is pretty big, I don't think I'm going to be able to get it on here. Oh, I said I was going to read this real quick. For the diamond, okay, it's 6 across by 6 down. You need 6 rows. There's letters to the rows, A, B, C, D, E, and F. Row 1 is F, E, D, C, B, A. Row 2, E, F, E, D, C, B. Row 3, D, E, F, E, D, C. Row 4, C, D, E, F, E, D. Row 5, B, C, D, E, F, E. And row 6, A, B, C, D, E, F. Row 1 to the right, 2 to the left, 3 to the right, 4 to the left, 5 to the right, and 6 to the left is how you would press them. You would need 2 A strips, 4 B strips, 6 C strips, 8 D strips, 10 E strips, and 6 F strips for your matching colors. Okay, so there's that all said out loud again. All right, so I'm going to take this now. It's tapered. I don't have enough space to lay it on my 45 line, so I'm going to grab a giant ruler, which has the 45 on it. Now I'm just going to line that 45 up on the top of my strip unit here, and then I'm going to take it. Oh, see, I can't do that. I got to line it up on a part of the row so that it fits. All right, so it's on this right here on the first seam because that's where it's about landing. And I'm going to go ahead and make my first cut. Where? Oh, where? Oh, there it is.
What are you looking for?
Oh, my rotary cutter. All right. I'm just going to line it up right here. Right there, right there. Everything's lined up. Scooch it down due to the fact that there's a selvage right there. And I'm going to make my first cut. Taking this off of here. And I'm going to go ahead now. And we're going to cut 2.5-inch strips off of here. So I'm already sideways. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this over and cut a 2.5-inch strip. Now that I've made my initial cut, because my cutting board isn't big enough, and you're going to notice that when we go to cut the outside pieces, our cutting board is not big enough. So I'm going to put this right here because that was the first piece. So that way I know where row 1 starts. I'm going to cut 8 of these 2.5-inch strips. I'm also checking to make sure wherever that 45 is, that it's lined up on a line as I'm cutting. So it's about right here and it's lined up. Now it's perfect right there. Make sure you have, oops, a long ruler to do this. Perfect, right there, 2.5. Do it again. I need 8 strips. Three. We're going to do this from each strip unit.
5 packages of jelly roll strips be enough?
5 packages of jelly roll strips.
Do this.
Yeah. Where am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm lining this up to see if I'm still straight. 6 and 2 more. Seven and 1 more. Yeah, there's not enough to do 2. It's just enough to play around with and make something else. And 8. So this is enough to play around, do something else with. All right, so I'm going to stack all these up and then put the clip on the whole entire thing on the one that I start with, which was the F. So that way we know when we go to lay these out which way they're gonna lay. So my one clip is on all this. Just gonna throw it out of the way. All right, grab the next one. Repeat process. I'm just using the strip unit itself as my straight line because I kind of have no other choice. Is that the 45? Yep, that's the 45. Started it right there. Take that number 2 clip off for a minute. And then subcut 2.5 inch strips, 8 of them per strip unit. 1. And there's enough room if you have to readjust. 2. 3. You know, if you have to make a fresh cut, I mean, there's enough room to do that with these. 4. Why does that look bigger than 2.5? Oh, it's 2.5. Wow, my brain today. Trying to teach you guys something all intricate and fun, and all I see is a disaster in the making. What am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can see it lining up right here at the top too, and right here. 6. 7 and 1 more. 8. All right. Set this over here because I could make something out of that stuff. And then stack these and put the number 2 clip on because we're trying to keep our rows together still. All right. Row 3. See, it doesn't take very long to do this. As long as everything was pressed nice and flat, it makes it easier. There, straight there, straight there. No. It's lined up. That's not lined up. Now it is. 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 'Don't do that. Don't. Ow, ow. You know, when you talk to your stuff, it doesn't listen. And then you sound like Homer Simpson. Homer Simpson. Ow, ow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more. 7. What on point means? So, on point, if you take a square block, take a square, right? Turn it to its side. Now you add 4 corners to it on those side pieces, and then you make another square. You want to turn that on point, turn that whole thing to the side, and now put 4 more triangles on the other 4 sides. That's on point. That's my best description of it. So if you want to do a whole entire quilt on point, you would lay it on point, add your pieces, and or sew them together in rows that are on the diagonal. I have there is a video on my channel. Just type in on point quilt, Tiffany's Quilting Life. And anytime you type something into the YouTube search bar, just put Tiffany's Quilting Life. Put on point quilt and you'll get a video, a small quilt that we put just this 5-inch squares on point, and I show you how to sew those rows. It's very, very easy to do. It looks hard and complicated, just like this. It's not really that hard and complicated. All right, we're on 4. Line up there. Oops. On a line. Down here, there. Slide it over just a smidgen. Come on. Okay. Let's cut 8 strips off of here. I'm not very good at describing. Well, maybe I am good at describing because people tell me that all the time. Oh, my goodness. Due to the fact that I cut that backwards like that, it kind of went crooked. Let's try that one more time. That's nice and straight. Stay. Try that again. See, you can adjust. There's room on these to adjust if you have to. Two. 3. 4. 5. I gotta count each time. Sorry, guys. 6. 7. 8. So on my channel, there's probably a whole ton of things that you can do as a beginner, different techniques and tips and tricks to go with that technique, because I've probably done it all. Obviously, other than sunbonnet Sue's. And I haven't done the clamshell thing because, again, it's not what I'm interested in. Oh, and the cathedral window. It's not that I'm not interested in the cathedral window. It just uses way too much fabric. I can't do it. I can't waste fabric. Okay, what'd you say?
Is there a chart to figure out how big triangles should be for corners?
Is there a chart to figure out how big triangles should be for the corners of this, you mean? For like doing a, I don't know why I'm pointing at the wall. There's nothing on it. For diamonds, for Lonesstars? Is that what you're talking about?
For what? They should say for corners.
There is a chart probably online, but guess what? I could show you how to get your numbers without a chart. I actually have a video on my channel of making a 8-pointed star. The actual style that I use to get those numbers on the 8-pointed star is the same thing you would do on a Lonestar. Same measurements, same way of measuring your distance. This one we are over measuring, well, kind of, sort of over measuring, because we're going to add some Tiffy flair to this one. You guys are going to be like, what? This is so awesome. It looks like it took a lot, but it really is not going to take a whole lot of effort to make what we're making. It's actually quite simple. Let's just hope I can get that far today, but I doubt it, because the Lonestar part is what takes the longest. The outside part won't, but we'll work on that next week. Right now we're just, not next week, but when I come back from QuiltCon. Right now we're just focusing on making the Lonestar, the star points themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Have you ever done anything that had a 16-point star?
Have I ever done anything with a 16-point star? No. What was 16 point? As in the star around the star? Like my Not So Alone Lonestar? Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Mariner's Compass? Or the one that I just quilted that's a broken star? You mean like that? Because there's 8 in the middle and then it goes around a second time? I've done plenty of those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. Sorry, I get distracted when I get talked to, when I have to recount 500 times. Okay, set that aside.
Have you ever quilted over iron-on transfer?
Have I ever quilted on iron-on, what's iron-on transfer? Iron-on transfer. Iron-on transfer, what's iron-on transfer?
Stuff you put on t-shirts, I think.
Oh, if it's on a t-shirt quilt, then yeah, I've quilted over it. Goes right through it on the long arm. All right, last one to cut up, and then we can lay all these out and stack them because they're all the same. All right, let's line this up to make the first cut. Nice and straight, right? Straight, straight, and straight. 2.5-inch strips. In case you were curious, that's what we're cutting. 2.5-inch subcuts of our 6-piece rows that we made. There's 6 strips per row. And we made 8. We're going to make 8 cuts for 8 star points. Right back at you. Thumper's in. He came to say hi, but give me a second and I'll pick him up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 more. Get that nice and flat. You know, and this is kind of forgiving for me, at least. When I'm doing this, if it's not quite 100% perfect, because I don't know, it just works out for me every time. So I'm assuming that if you do it enough times, that it'll work out for you every time as well. Because so far, I've not had really many issues with making Lonestars. Like my first couple I did, but I've made so many now that... All right, stack this up, and then we're going to put our numbers in the order in which we will be sewing them. And this is row 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, which is backwards. Hold on. It's going to go like this. That's at the top. And that goes next like this. Sorry, I have to turn them around. Okay, then this one is next. That makes 3 that way. And that one is next. 4. No? How'd that happen? What happened here? Something happened. And this is supposed to be at the top. I did something wrong here. Because 3 and 4 are not the same. Hold on, I gotta check real quick. I have them backwards, I think, is what it is. Pay attention before you do. That's why we clipped everything together. Row 1. F, E, D, C, B, A. It's showing me having it this way, right? E, C, D, B, A. Sorry, I always do this. Every single time I make a Lonestar, I half confuse myself. No, I did something wrong here. One of these strip units is messed up. Is it this one?
You have no strips in each row?
Yeah, I have plenty of strips in each row. Let me take one off of each of these piles and lay it according to my picture, which is not a picture. I probably should have colored it.
Why did you stagger the strips?
That's how you get them to lay. All right, let's just do this and make sure. I need one of the number 6s. Sorry, guys. I always do this every time. That's why there's a chart. I'm going to lay it here. A, B, C, D, E, F. Then this next one. Oh, that was 6. Now for 5. Just 1. Oh, he's going to turn to see the kitty. 5 is B, C, four. No. I sewed one of these together wrong is what I did. This
Well,
is supposed to be
out.
this is supposed to be here, I think, is what's happening. So row 4 got messed up. It's because I was talking and sewing.
Yeah.
Let me just make sure. Row 3. No. Yeah, because if this is here, this would be here, and that would be the correct spot. So I'm going to have to swap 2 pieces around because they got messed up on a whole entire stack of row 4.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah, all of
in a
number
row here.
4 is out of order. Just at the starting 2 from the talking. See, this happens. So I'm going to have to take 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th row. This and this gets swapped.
I thought it's these two.
Oh, I mean this and this. So row 3. No, 4. Row 4. Because I'm backwards. This is row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, see, A, then B, B, C, 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 D, 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 E, 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 F, 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 D, 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 D. So this would be C, C. So this and this need to be swapped.
Yeah.
So this is row 4 right here.
Yeah. Just
All right, so in row 4, I got to do some swapping, guys.
it happens.
So I'm going to pop these off and turn them around. And because they're stretchy, I have to use a seam ripper. See, stuff like this happens. So when you're putting your rows together, please pay attention because then you'll have this problem here. I'm going to go ahead and press these flat and then rip them so that I know where I'm ripping them apart.
We figured it out.
I figured it out and just got to make it right. So I'm going to just make them an L shape real quick so that I can take those 2 off and sew them on the opposite direction. That's what happens when I talk and sew when you guys do it yourselves, you should just be able to do it because you don't have anybody bugging you like me. Not bugging me, but you know what I mean. I don't have any distractions. I mean, you won't, I do.
At least you caught it before you showed it.
Yep, I caught it before I sewed it. Well, I always lay them out. Give me 2 seconds, though. Not everybody's perfect, especially me. Oh, the way I pressed everything, by the way, and the way you cut it like this, you don't have to worry about dog ears or anything. Those will be on the ends in the opposite direction, which works out perfect. I forgot all about that. And your seams are all going to nest because each unit was pressed to the left and then the next one to the right and then left and right and left. So that really helps too. All right, I got them ready to be ripped. So let's rippity-rip. See, I just folded them all down so that I know which one I'm ripping. And I'll go ahead and rip, which I apparently need glasses for because I can't see the thread. Well, now would be the time to ask questions while I'm ripping. Good questions that I can answer without being distracted because, I mean, you can't really be too distracted when you're ripping fabric. All right, so I'm just going to flip them around. So it was like this, and now it's going to go like this. So I'm literally going to put the other one on here. So I'm going to rip them, sew them. That way I don't get anything out of order. Just lay that next to me. Everything else was correct, right? We looked over again, just making sure. Yeah. All right, flip it the other way. And sew. That's the cool part about doing these diamonds. You can flip them the opposite direction and it's the same diamond. I'm not trying to stretch anything. That's why I'm doing these one at a time, very slowly. Because this is bias right here, and that means it stretches. I'm going to make sure by looking at my chart one more time too. Maybe I wrote the numbers down wrong. I will look at it after. Make sure, because I had it messed up in row 4. Before Karen starts writing it all down. I got to make sure that I didn't just say the wrong numbers too, and I did put them in the specific order, you know?
Karen's going to have it all written down.
I'll look at the chart and then look at what I wrote, just to make sure. Two more to rip after this. And then we can piece a couple of the diamonds together once we have all this situated.
Will the strips run the same way?
Yeah, they run the same way. So it was hooked like this. I'm just turning it around, and it's this. It's the same thing. The notches even taken out, and the points line up just the way it would if it was the opposite direction. You know, because there's no dog ears for lining things up, but there will be. When I take this off of here, you can see that there is a point that's a dog ear that's sticking out right now because I pressed it flat. But as soon as I rip this, it's going to have a blunt edge on this flat side that I'm currently ripping. And that flat will end perfectly. So right now you can see it has a flat and then it has a point. So now I'm going to turn it around. This will line up with the flat and the point will land with the point. So when I line them up together, I'm putting the flat side together and then the points touch at the point. So it's really easy to put them back together again if you accidentally mess up like me. But I'm going to make sure on the chart because I don't want to have to tell you guys the wrong thing. I'm hoping it was just me not paying attention and not writing it down wrong because I try to make sure I write as much as I can properly down before I tell you guys out loud. I got the most of it right though, so I guess that's good. And I haven't been pulling the threads, but oh well, I'm just gonna sew them anyway, and when I quilt it, I'll do that then. All right, one more, and then we'll press it and check the chart to make sure before I go any further. If I would have been filming this as like a filmed and edited video like I do, I would have took all the parts out and you would have never known that I messed it up because I'm able to edit that section out. All right, let me repress all these. There's 8 of them, and then my Juki is a TL 2010 Q. Scott put a link in. And then once you press it back in the direction it goes, if you mess up, the whole entire unit will not have dog ears. Again, it will be flat. It's like nothing ever happened. Everything is nice and square and straight still. Did a pretty good job putting them all back together, if I do say so myself. Yeah, this whole project will literally sit on the desk until I come back.
Okay.
All right. These should now be correct. Right? Yeah. So this now goes right here. Yep. And then we'll check the chart real quick and see where I went wrong.
Have you done an Alaska?
That was for an Alaska pattern. I don't know what that is. All right. 4 was C, D, E, F, E, D. Did I write it down? C, D, E, F, E, D. Nope, I wrote it down right and I told you guys the numbers right. I sewed it wrong. So it was not my original directions. I did that, that was all correct. All right, so now I have this unit. I'm going to piece this together so that you guys could see they go together really easily because everything is now pressed in the opposite direction. So when I hold these 2 up so that you can see, one seam goes one way, one seam goes the other. To piece diamonds, I'm going to lay this right sides together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a 1/4 inch hanging out right here. And on this bottom side, I'm going to have a 1/4 inch hanging out down here. Now for video's sake and sanity, we're just going to take some pins because these do stretch. And we are going to lay them right here in front of us one at a time. And I am going to fold it back with some glasses on. I'm going to line it up at a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to just put a pin in here real quick so that you guys can see where it's supposed to sit. Let me line them all up so that you can see where they're going to sit, right there. That's a 1/4 inch. Put a pin in it. Fold it back a 1/4 inch. Line it up. There. Back it up a little. And put a pin in it. And I'll show you by bringing it close to the camera. It's really hard to show how this works, but let me line it up so that way you could see. And I'm clipping it a 1/4 inch in so that way I can show you the seams. 1/4 inch there. So that we match them up. Put my pin a 1/4 inch in all the way. Let me just put this pin at a 1/4 inch right there. All right. We're going to come to the camera. Let's hope that this shows. So when you're putting your pieces together, you have a 1/4 inch. Don't mind that, it was a little the shredding of the fabric. So you're going to have a 1/4 inch hanging on this end, and then a 1/4 inch hanging over. So when you put your needle, it should land right in there in that V. Obviously, this is not laying flat, so if it lays right there, you can see my needle is going to go right in at that V, and then it's going to sew all the way, but technically I'm starting at this V. So when you're lining up your points, now you can see I marked it at a 1/4 inch. What you're looking for, when I fold this 1/4 inch back, you're looking for, and see, moving that pin messed it up, this fold right here on the 1/4 inch, come closer, to line up with this one. So I already need to adjust that one because it's a little off. Let's move this one. Look at all of them are, oh, there it is. This one's correct. I folded it back a 1/4 inch. See, it makes one continuous straight line. Then you go to the next one. Fold it a 1/4 inch back. And then it makes one continuous line. See that? I'm trying to come as close as I can without it getting too blurry. You want one continuous line when you fold it back a 1/4 inch. This is why most people pin. So with your Lonestars, I usually sew and hope that it lands where it's supposed to. You're looking for a nice straight right here when you nest your seams together. But they're in opposite directions. See, one goes down, one goes up. So everything's going to lay super flat. When I fold that back, see, one straight line. All right, so I'm going to sew it. I'm going to fix that first one real quick because I know that one's off a little bit because I moved the pin out and then back in again. So each time I add one, I'll pin and line them up. So I just fold it back a 1/4 inch. I say, oop, that lines up right there. Let's put that pin back in there. Hope that it stays. I'm going to start at my point, and I'm sewing a 1/4 inch seam allowance. My needle is literally going to come out right where that V comes in at the end. I'm going to sew to my pin, then I'm going to remove said pin, sew to next pin, remove it, remove it. Sometimes I line them up while sewing too. I just hold the fabric down as I'm going. All right, I'm going to press it back and then show you guys if it landed good. I'm going to check it and then, oh, look at that. Good, good, perfect. But we're going to leave it. So I'm going to press this real quick and then I'll show you how it turns out. I'm closer. No, I'm not. I have to go around or else I'm walking in front of the camera.
You want me to show it? I can show it.
Nope, I got it. All right, here's my point check. Let's hold it as close as you can see. What you're looking for is one continuous straight line. Let's get that to focus. So I'm going to go to the next one. That one is, I mean, it's right there, but it's not at the same time. It's like slightly off, but I'm going to call it, you know. This one, look at those 2 points touching each other perfectly. That's what you're looking for. Again, 2 points touching each other perfectly.
Wow, look
That's
at
what you're
you.
looking for. And these ones, they're not touching exactly perfectly, but I'm going to call that close enough. See, it's not like it's off a lot.
You're doing good.
Oh, also when you lay your strips out, by the way, your units, it's 6 closest to you, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 furthest from you. All right, let's do that all over again. Let's move this out of the way because we don't need that right now. We just need pins and another row. So I'm just going to place this on top, put the glasses back on, and then match them up. So I'm going to make sure that it's down 1/4 of an inch before and that way I have that little V. Then I'm just going to start folding back, going, oh, that's perfect right there off the bat. Put my pin in it. I just put the pins, however, you can put them in straight, but I kind of like going with the fabric for this kind of stuff. All right, that's perfect right there. And right there. Oh, nope, back it up, back it up. Right there. I literally just fold it back, look, line, pin. And you're only making 8 panels, so it's not like you're making another go around if you were to have made the broken star, you know? So this isn't that bad when you're only making 8 of these. All right, so lined up, let's see how well I do. Probably should put my other glasses on because these are gonna make my eyes hurt with them off and on. Ay, ay, ay. And because I'm on live stream, oh, let's put this back on here. That's row 4. Duh. Add the clip all the way over here, and we don't need the seam ripper. Out of our sight, out of our mind. You know how that goes. All right, if I can get this row done, this whole unit done before live stream ends. Okay, put my pins over there. I'm gonna check. Looks good, looks great, looks super good, looks even better. I'm gonna press it, add the next one. That's all you do. I'm using 100% cotton. I only use polyester at the long arm. This is 50 weight thread. I'm using Essentials thread, 50 weight. But at Connecting Threads, and you can also get it at Superior Threads. Scott has put a link in for both. All right. I line them up first, by the way, before I start rolling back the 1/4 inch, or else you'll never get the both fabrics equal. So you either slide up or slide down. What is he playing with? Sounds like he's making a mess with something. Okay, that one stays there. Get that pin in. Oh, I can't see. Oh, that's so much better. Proper glasses really help out. Back. Oops, right there. I even made my friend Becca a Lonestar quilt, a little wall hanging one, a long, long time ago. She has it hanging in her laundry room.
Oh, that was nice of you.
Yeah. It's all cutesy for her. But I've made her more than one project. You know how it is with your friends, you just keep making them things. Funny thing is she sews too. See, I knew these pins were going to start falling because wherever that landed, I heard it. There it is. All right, let's check these before pressing. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that's, oy. So I got one that's off by like 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to show you what I do real quick because I have a little bit of time. I'm only going to rip out that section. So I'm literally going to rip out 1 inch before it and 1 inch after it. Or, you know, 1 inch before it all the way to 1 inch after. And if you split it just right, very carefully, you can slide your seam ripper in and get the most of it. And then I'll roll that seam back at that 1/4 inch because there's some stitching markings, you know. And then I'll line it back up. Right about there. Needed to go up. So you can tell, you know, when you're looking at it, if it needed to go to the right or to the left, you know, if you have to adjust it. And this one needed to be adjusted up, so to the left. I'll re-put that pin in there real quick. Ow, that poked me. And then stitch from about 1/2 inch from where I ripped to 1/2 inch beyond where I ripped. And then check it. It's still off, I'm leaving it. That's how I usually do it though. It shifted or something while I was moving that pin out. But that's okay, I'm leaving it. I'll show you how off it is, but let me press first. Huh? Is off. Where is it at? Right here. See? Look at the difference. That's 1/8 of an inch or so. But I'm going to leave it. I'm really just, you know, not in the mood. So if that happens throughout, I'm not going to care. I'm not entering this into a show, so I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for show you how to do this and be done in 15 minutes for my day. All right, next one on top. I'll line it up. And I'm start folding it back 1/4 of an inch.
It looks good. You're just being picky.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm very picky. I am a super picky person when it comes to my points and my stars and certain things. Some I don't care, but stars like this, I'm like, oh, I need it to be perfect. And in reality, it doesn't need to be. In reality, as long as it's done, that's all that matters. Go that way. Let's go. Ow, that hurt, you dumb thing. And line it up. And like I said, normally I just do this while sitting at the machine. Just right there. These are really stretched. That's okay. It's nothing a good iron with some steam won't fix. Check. Looks good, looks great, looks fantastic, beautiful, perfect. Oh, by the way, every time I make one of these sections, I'm also pressing all of these to the right. Every time I add a piece, I'm pressing it to the right. We want them all the same direction. Right, next is the last piece to add on here. And you should notice the whole side right here. Every time you put a row together is nice and straight. And this side is nice and straight. This one's a little off, but that piece stretched. Couldn't control it. All right. And this last one. Right sides together. And that seam got, hold on, I gotta fix the seam real quick because it got discombobulated from the iron. I hate when that happens. Probably why the piece looks longer than it's supposed to. Get that on there. All right, here we go. Line it up. Grab that first, roll it back. Go, oh, look at that. That's perfect. Right there. Back. Perfect. Are you kidding me? Not perfect if the pin won't go in. The things that frustrate you sometimes. Oh, wow. Where's that seam? What the heck happened here, Mr. Stretchy fabric? I did not do that on purpose. That's going to make a real mess. It happens. That's okay. We'll work with what we got. Remember, they're very stretchy. Super duper stretchy. All right. If I hold on. If what? I don't get that question. If I piece backing with 42-inch fabric, do I center the seam? Yes, I always center the seam to the quilt top. Fine to me. Oh, check seams, then press, Tiffany. That looks good. That one's off. That one's good. That one's good. And that one's good. So out of this whole entire thing, I have 3 seams that are 1/8 of an inch-ish off. But it's not a deal breaker for me. So. All right. And due to the fact that this thing has a little bit of a stretch to it, I'm going to spray some starch, and I'm going to do that on every single diamond that I make. I'm going to spray some starch at this point when the block is done. Okay? Yes, you can do that. No, it's not going to make a difference as long as you do it to every single piece. And I could have done it pre whole entire piecing, but I don't mind just doing it right at this point. Is the Lonestar difficult than a rhombus cube? Depends on how you're piecing your rhombus cube. If you're doing your rhombus cube with Y seams, then it's difficult. If you're doing it with the 60-degree triangle method where every row creates something, then no, it's not. All right, here's one diamond. I managed to get one diamond done so far. The rest of the diamonds, when I get back, I will piece all but one. So that way I can repeat that real quick when I come back from vacation video. I'll repeat the one, and that way we can move on because it does take a while to put it together. And I really don't want to draw it out in 100 bazillion videos. So that is how you make your units, okay? And this is how you piece your one diamond. And from there, you can't even tell, right? Do you see any of those seams messed up? Because I don't. The only time I see them is if I put the glasses on. So this is the goal, is to make a bunch of these, and they're going to all be the same, exactly the same. Rotate them around. Make sure when you make, like I said, Karen will get the chart ready, but she probably won't even finish the whole thing till I have the whole video done. So you guys are going to have to wait a few weeks, but I'll hold this up to the camera one more time and the other thing up to the camera one more time. So you can take a screenshot if you need to, how I did the letters. They're not that dark, but if you screenshot, maybe it'll be darker. So row 1, FEDCBA. Row 2, EFEDCB. Row 3, DEFEDC. Row 4, CDEFED. Row 5, BCDEFE. And then row 6, ABCDEF. Okay? That means you need, I'm going to hold this up right there. That's the rows, and that's the number amount. That means for A strips, you only need 2 strips of A. So you technically only need 5 inches for your A section. So 2.5 inch strips. For your B, you need 4 strips. So technically, you just need 10 inches for that. For your C strips, you need 17 and a half inches. What's the next one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 20 inches for C strips. For D, you need 8, so you need 25 inches. For E, you need 10 2.5 inch strips, and that means you need, what am I at? I think you need 35 inches of fabric. And then for your F, you only need 6, so you only need 25 inches. So that's what you need. 2 A strips, 4 B, 6 C, 8 D, 10 E, and 6 F strips. But I'm just using jelly rolls. So if you have a jelly roll that has a lot of repeats in it, that makes this so much easier, which is what I did. I chose, these little packets were, let me just show you one more time. Like I said, you can buy these kind of things at Walmart. You can probably even get them on other places at like Michael's or wherever. I don't know what craft stores there are out there anymore these days. This had 7 prints in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I took out the white because I only need 6, and the white's going to get used for something else. There was 2 sames in each because there's 14 strips. So if you have 2 sames in each, then I needed 5 packages of the same thing to get what I needed, because one, I needed 10 strips of my whatever. So I need 10 14-piece packages. And the rest of it all this leftover is going to go towards a border anyway.
Can you flip them instead of pins?
You could put clips or whatever you want. Just know when you piece these 1 to 2 and you roll it back and then you put your clip on it, just know when you get close to it, the problem with a clip is you have to move that clip and it might shift your seam. So I would recommend pins over clips. And I would also say you can pin it to the sides where you know it's good, and then take your pin and go in the opposite way, so that way you can just sew right over the pins and not even have to pull them out like I did, because I pulled mine out as I went. But I don't take that extra time to put it in a second way, hold it one way and then put it in a second way. I don't take the extra time to do that. I'm kind of lazy, and normally I don't pin. And the rest of all this, I'm probably not going to pin. I'm probably just going to roll it over as it goes to the next seam. Roll it over, line it up, go to the next seam. To me, I find that easy when I'm piecing the stars. And if you want to see this, my open gate video from January has the gist of it, but with 1.5 inch pieces I was using. But it has the gist. Can you pass me that red little Lonestar?
This one?
Yep. So it's the same concept. If you want to see, it's the same concept as this right here. We're just doing a bigger section. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4. This one had a 4 piece. We're doing 6 pieces, 6 rows of a diamond. and 2.5-inch strips. So we're going to get I think it comes to like 29.5 inches from point to point diamond. So there's that.
Batiks would be easier.
Batiks would work, but just know anything you use is going to stretch unless you go to Donna Jordan's video on Jordan Fabrics and find her Lonestar video, and she shows you how to cut it all on the grain. A lot of extra work, but it might even be better because then you don't have anything that stretches. So there's that. All right, that's it. I am done. Any last questions? Oh, and then the layout, obviously row 1, 2, 3, or 6 is on the bottom closest to you, then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's how they're laid out, by the way. And they're backwards from the way we, well, no, they're in the same order of the way we piece them. Yeah. Yeah, they're in the same order, not backwards. I was flipping them all around, but, you know, if you have to do that, because that's what I do sometimes. All right, nothing else?
Tell them Tuesday you have a video.
Tuesday will be the new open gate video. I did not quilt the quilts in that video. They are quilted, but just not in the video because I pre-filmed it and put it on YouTube. So I didn't get a chance to do all that because I didn't think I'd have time before I pack up and go. So Tuesday morning, expect a video. Anything else while I'm on my vacation may or may not be at the exact times or whatever's. They're most likely going to be talking videos. And then So Sunday while I'm at Becca's, the second one, not the first one while I'm at QuiltCon, but that next week that I'm there, I'll sew in her room, but it'll probably be something simple from her room and her stash. So that's about it. That's all I got.
But
and
you'll
then,
be on next Sunday.
But I will be on next Sunday. It'll just be from QuiltCon. So, all right, guys, thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you while I'm at QuiltCon. Hopefully you guys could all come and meet me because I have little gifts for all of you. Little gift for everybody that